Hello, all my dear young advocate friends and all my aspiring advocate friends who are still students but aspire to be lawyers. Today in this video podcast, I will be sharing with you something about the nature of legal profession. Friends, have you ever wondered what is one of the most important, if not the most important occupations in our society? Is it the priest? Is it the doctor? Is it a dentist, engineer, or architect? These professions, no doubt, are extremely important. The priest, the minister, or the preacher, they perform important service. In a sense, they are concerned with physical welfare of men, but their work is primarily spiritual. Their work give meaning and worthwhileness to our lives. And again, the doctor and the scientist, they also perform necessary and important work, but they are concerned primarily with people on an individual basis rather than social basis. This is true of all other professions and occupations. But what profession it is that gives order and peace to our society so that all men may pursue their daily lives in harmony and without fear? The answer is obvious. It is the law and the legal profession. One eminent author in his best-selling book said this: lofty abstractions about individual liberty and justice do not enforce themselves. These things must be reforged in men's hearts every day. Let me repeat that. Lofty abstractions about individual liberty and justice do not enforce themselves. These things must be reforged in men's hearts every day. Friends, it is the legal professionals of high caliber with fire in their hearts who forge individual liberty, and yet, with the coolness of mind, they remain content with an adverse decision. Friends, do you know a horrible thing about all legal officials, even the best, about all judges, magistrates, lawyers, detectives, and policemen? It is not that they are wicked. Some of them are good. It is not that they are stupid. Some of them are quite intelligent. It is simply that they are gotten used to it. Strictly, they do not see the prisoner in the dock. All they see is the usual man in the usual place. They do not see the lawful court of judgment. They only see their own workshop. But to the eyes of a layman with the sweet smell of the law fresh in his nostrils and the enthusiasm of the novelty, the law is a new experience and the facts are judged with no taint of routine. The layman, unlike the judge, does not eye the plaintiff as just another plaintiff. The layman, unlike the lawyer, does not see just another case. And unlike the sheriff, the layman does not see just another prisoner in the dock. The layman sees this plaintiff with a wrong crying to be redressed, or this dependent who is wrongly and unjustly sued, or this prisoner with his story to tell. To the layman, each party stands as an individual with certain rights and duties. So, in their daily activities, lawyers may lose track of the worth of their profession. So, let us look upon the functions and worth of this profession. First of all, the lawyer is a counselor to all manner of men in the varied crisis of their lives when they most need advice. The counselor is the wise, the trusted, the respected advisor of a family, a client, or business. The problems are infinite. The widow who needs advice at a trying time places her full confidence in her counselor. The businessman, in attempting to solve the intricacies of those rules promulgated by bureaus, seeks the knowledge and professional service of the counselor. The distraught wife with a family problem seeks a solution for her disrupted marriage. In these areas, and of course many others, the lawyer with the knowledge and principles of law and with a wide and deep knowledge of human nature, performs a private function that no other profession performs. The lawyer is a negotiator of private differences that inevitably arise. The lawyer hears and follows the words of Lincoln: discourage litigation, persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. Point out to them how the nominal winner is often the real loser in fees, expense, and waste of time. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has a superior opportunity to be a good man. The next function of the lawyer is that the lawyer is an advocate. This is the highest calling. A great lawyer will pursue and defend to the utmost the rights of his client. He will represent the high and mighty and the poor and the lowly with the same vigor. He will champion the cause of the individual against another private person or against the government itself. Whether the cause be popular or not, he comes forward so that the individual may have a fair hearing. He will seek to suppress the power of the whole of the government so that the rights of the individual will be safeguarded in order that the rights of all are more secure. There is in all this a realization that each individual is a link in the chain of society. If one link is broken, the chain will surely break. Now, the third function of the lawyer. A lawyer's interest does not only lie in private responsibilities. A dedicated lawyer is also active in public affairs. In terms of community service, from the earliest days of our glorious history to the present, the lawyer is the legislator, the policy maker, the judge. Above all, he realizes the necessity for public service. Not only he answers the call for, but actively seeks public service in the lowliest bar committee and in the most responsible public office. Of course, this is as it should be, because he alone is best equipped to guide and direct the actions of other men. Therefore, from the earliest days, the list of lawyers who have performed civic and political responsibilities is long and illustrious. So these three, counselor, advocate, and public servant, make our profession unique in society. These responsibilities of private and community service have great significance. By completely fulfilling these obligations, we make it possible for each person in the community to pursue his chosen profession in the quiet that order brings. And friends, in all this, there is a fullness to our life and a sense of deep satisfaction. A deep satisfaction in knowing that another human being has, in some way, even though small, been helped. This is significant in itself. And I know that some will say that clients and others are constantly dissatisfied. They criticize the legal profession. But despite this, a lawyer cannot help feel, after putting in hours of toil, a sense of fullness for having built something with his own mind and heart. There is a deep satisfaction in being able to help a body mangled by a machine or a lowly person charged with violating the law. There is a deep satisfaction in just being a lawyer. The multitude of problems that are presented, the infinite varieties of proceeding, the intellectual stimulation that it affords is in itself rewarding. If you doubt this, imagine that you have taken a position in a factory punching a 3 by 8 inch hole in a piece of metal for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. The sheer monotony of such a position would soon make you a zombie. In what other profession or occupation is one man a confessor, counselor, psychiatrist, friend, and advisor? The lawyer, in his little circle of friends, performs untold minute services, often without reward. Often, a lawyer listens to a distraught and confused person over the telephone in a patient, unhurried manner, secretly wishing that they would let him alone. Although the pace is harrowing, but when the day is over, the satisfaction that comes in the night because someone has sought your help leaves you aglow. The routine, the frustrations, and anxieties of our daily lives tend to obscure the meaning and beauty of the legal profession. So, friends, let us strive never to get used to it, and let us acknowledge the worthwhileness of this profession. For this piece of content, I must give credit to Mr. Joseph Siomene, Professor of Law at St. Louis University.